What's going on, everybody? It's your boy ForexFunded coming at you with another weekly analysis on gold for this upcoming week, November 9th, 2025. As always, links will be in the description. Our free Discord for all of our analysis updates and some trade entries, chat rooms, educational content, Instagram, whatever it may be. Hope to see you guys there soon. So, jumping right into things, let's go over to our main chart. Let's see how we ended things. Oops, not the monthly. How we ended things for the week. So, let's get rid of all this stuff and make it very easy. So, weekly candle closed, rejecting the lows, right? We did not make a new low. We did not make a new high. So, obviously, still in that consolidation. But if you look, at how the candle closed, that is rejecting the lower time frame. I mean, the lower prices. Sorry. Daily candle, closed blue, but really not out of the woods yet, right? We still are trading in between this 39.15 to 40.40, we'll call it, right? Um, Hopefully we can see a break in either direction this week, and maybe the lower time frames can help us with our, with an indication. 4 hour, basically same thing as the daily chart. We can see that we are respecting, this low has been respected, this high has been respected. Yes, we did break above it, and yes, this internal lower high was broken. So that's why we do have that bullish bias from this consolidation in line with our storyline. But really nothing else is solid yet. Hourly chart, same thing. Friday was a big clusterfuck. We had our buys over here. We got out 200 pip profit. But we did extend this high, right? This is a lower high. We just made a higher high and we respected the prior lows. So does show us that we should be wanting to take some buys, but let's jump into everything and see what we have. So a little trend line for our consolidation sideways. We can see here on Friday we did bounce it again, all in a 1 hour candle. We had probably $40 movement in that from that low to that high. Yep, 37. So me personally, I am still expecting the upward move before the downward, right? In case you have not seen any of my prior videos, I recommend you check them out. But my storyline is that we're going to come to around either, I'm expecting 50 fib versus 61 because 50 fib still keeps this bearish structure, right? So I'm expecting us to come towards 50 fib and then come crashing down pretty hard from 50 fib towards the bullish 50 fib, at which point I will be looking for buys to the same 50 fib area and for us to break those highs and really establish the next leg up on our bull run. But that is neither here nor there because that is in the future. But this week, all we really did, I went over the market structure on a fresh educational video on how you can read the market structure. Basically, all I was outlining was the fact that there are people here saying that this is bearish price action, but I argued and showed why I believe this is bullish price action. Right now, for us to be, very bullish, we have to take out the prior lower highs. Right, those prior lower highs is going to be this high right here. Right, you can see we tapped into it. We did not make a new high and we just wick rejected, right? It was Friday. We just weren't ready to go. On top of that, there wasn't any NFP this past Friday, because of the government shutdown. Also talked about that in the market structure video. Drop that gem there to you guys too, that if we do get NFP in December and if we are down, down south of 38.55, it would help to get us up nice and high. But basically, what I'm going to be looking for this week is two things, right? First one would be, maybe the market decides to just gap to the upside to start the week, right? So if we gap to the upside, I'm going to be looking to take out these lower highs, right? Once we take out those lower highs, if we have enough volume, what we should see is, a pretty instantaneous push towards 40.55, that possible retest, and then a push up towards 41.35, right? we could see a big struggle here at 40.55. You can see it is a nice support and resistance, right? If you look here, we had some lows, and then when you ended up breaking it, you retested it, you retested it. So that is going to be another hard support resistance area for us. But whenever the big boys are ready to take it to where they need to, which I believe is that 41.35 area, it will go, right? Second thing is we could, so I get rid of this open. This was Friday's open. We could come back down. Some of these also are no longer valid. All of them really invalid. We could come back and, just stay in the range, right? Now, me personally, if you look at this structure, right, we have a higher low, a higher low, a higher low. So I would not really expect this main higher low to break. If this breaks, you're going to come down towards, the trend line, and then possibly like a 786 area, right? You could go all the way to 786. It would break the trend line, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Like I say, for me, this is bullish. I'm expecting bullish until I see otherwise. So, depending on time and where the market is, it could be, a 61 if it was on, Monday at around 8 o'clock. It could bounce off trend line and close the body back above 50. So we do need to keep that in mind, that we could come all the way down towards that fib. But me personally, I think it would be great if we kept these lows as a low, right? I can argue we can break these New York lows, because at the end of the day, this was our daily low right here. So I don't think we're going to really come below here. But like I said, we could, and we can still be in a consolidation. Um, there's not really a good fib other than using this low. Problem is we have already tapped 50. So I really do need to see the opening price action and the early Asian price action to see what's going to happen. But for me, this big bullish candle and then the wick, it is signs that, the big boys are at least trying to go bullish, right? That is their intention, is to go bullish until they, do otherwise. But just as the retails, me and you battle the big boys battle the big boys to determine the direction. So at any point, the big boys who are trying to short, they could win, and we could just break this big consolidation and head towards our 38.50 zone. But like I said, to me, that does not match the storyline that I believe the market has for us. So, yeah, that's basically all I really have for you guys. We have to see, how the open is. Maybe we'll use this fib. Maybe we'll tap down into golden zone again and go up. Maybe we'll just end up breaking up. But once we see the first, 12 hours of price action, we should have a lot better indication for what's going to happen. But overall, it would be amazing if we can see a breakout of this big consolidation. What are we going on? This will be our third week, right? 12 days, 10 days. So that's 2 weeks of trading. So we're going into our third week. But yeah, guys, I am expecting it to break to the upside. My major target is the 41.35 zone, which I believe will get rejected pretty hard. And then we'll start looking for ourselves. And as always, like I said, join the free Discord. It's free. You're not losing anything, right? Join. You can get my updates on what's going to happen. You can see how I might trade it, right? Like if we have that breakout, if we get a nice body above this high, right? A body above this high. So we go body here, right? I will look for a retest and a resumption. But at the same time, it might just happen so fast that you end up coming towards the range point. I don't know. I can't see the future. If I could, I wouldn't be making a YouTube video for you. I would be on an island somewhere with all my fucking money. But hopefully, this analysis was helpful to you. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend, and hopefully, you guys have a wonderful week in the market.